Everybody is talking about ESG, sustainable investing, green finance, and suddenly this certification shows up everywhere. The CFA Sustainable Investing Certificate. On the surface, it feels like a future of finance, the global credential, fast growing space, and a smart way to stay ahead. But when you look slightly deeper, the picture becomes much bit more clearer. Let's understand both the sides because this is one of the cases where the reality is not negative, but it is just more specific than the hype. First, what this certification actually is. This is not a CFA program. It is not meant to replace it. It is a short, focused certification around 100 to 130 hours of study and a 2-hour exam window. It teaches you how to integrate ESG factors like environmental, social, governance into actual investment decisions. So instead of only asking, will this company make money? You also start asking, how strong and stable is this business over time? This is the shift in the mindset. Now let's make this very simple. Imagine there are two companies, both are profitable, both are growing, but one is ignoring environmental rule and the other is following it strictly with compliance. Today, both look similar, but over time, the first company may start facing penalties, regulatory action, or even loss of investors' trust. That risk will eventually show up in its valuation. This is where ESG thinking becomes very, very powerful, not as an ethical concept, but as a financial concept. Now, coming to India, why is ESG suddenly gaining attention? The big reason is regulation. Think of it like a traffic rule. When there are no signals, people drive freely. But the moment rules become stricter, everybody starts behaving differently. The same thing is happening with companies right now in India. Regulators like SEBI are now asking business to disclose how they are operating, how much they are managing the environmental risk, and how strong their governance is. As this is becoming more structured, companies naturally need professionals who can first understand and then interpret this data. And that is where certification starts to fit in. Now, here is why hype and reality slightly differ. It may feels like ESG roles are everywhere right now. In reality, they're growing, but still forms a relatively small part of the overall finance job market. You will see roles like ESG analyst, sustainable finance role, but they are still niche and selective. And most job descriptions do not explicitly require this certification. Instead, it works more like a signal, something that strengthens your profile rather than acting as a standalone entry ticket. The same applies to salaries expectation also. There is a perception that this certification can directly boost your income. My dear friends, in reality, compensation still depend mainly on your core qualification, your experience, and what is the role that you are entering. This certification by itself may not lead to an immediate jump, but yes, it can influence the direction you are moving into. Especially if you're already in finance and looking to move into an ESG focused role, then this is where the real value will begin. And this is where the certification will actually help you. There is also an interesting pattern in the market that we are seeing. Professional who benefit the most from this certification usually already have a very, very strong background. Like for example, if you've already done CFA, CA, ACC or MBA, or you already have some strong experience in finance, then this add-on of ESG on top of it is what companies are increasingly looking for. Because ultimately, every organization is not just looking for somebody who just understands theoretically the ESG concept. They are looking for professional who can connect the ESG insight to real investment decisions, like for example, risk and long-term returns. So instead of seeing this as a starting point, it fits better as a specialization, a way to deepen your profile rather than building it from scratch. This is where reality becomes clearer. Think of it like a diversification in your portfolio. It may not be your core holding, but when combined with the right foundation, it can give you the strength and overall profile looks very good. And for those who are thinking long term, especially into areas like asset management, research, or ESG advisory, it can quietly become a strong profile holder over a period of time. So the real takeaway is very simple. The hype makes it look like a breakthrough, but the reality shows you that it is a strategic add-on. And when you understand that difference, you can make much more smarter decisions. If you're still confused, drop me your questions in the comment section and share this video with someone who's exploring ESG or finance career. Till then, I'll see you in the next video.